Hello everyone and welcome to Budapest. My name is Zsuzsi and I'm a licensed tour guide here in Budapest in my wonderful city, and I'm very excited and happy to show you around, to take you on a nice virtual walk today. And guiding is not just a work for me, it's also my big passion. So I'm very looking forward to it. So today, in the collaboration with Free Tours by Food, I'm going to take you on a virtual walk in downtown Budapest. More exactly, I will show you a part of the downtown area, as it is such a large place. It covers so much, and today I'm going to show you some of the main highlights of the downtown Budapest, of the 5th district. So let me share you now the route of the tour with the important and the main highlights. Let's get started. We begin our tour along the Danube River, where we are afforded stunning views of Buda Castle and Gellért Hill on the hilly Buda side of the river. Next, we will stop at Vörösmarty Square, where you will see some of the city's best shopping streets and where we will pay a visit to the Grand Café Zserbód, Budapest's second oldest confectionery. After leaving the square, we will pass by the Budapest Eye in Elizabeth Square before ending up at St. Stephen's Square, where we will stop to admire the stunning St. Stephen's Basilica. And in our final stretch, we will return to the Danube River Promenade, where we will end our walk at the magnificent Hungarian Houses of Parliament. There's even more to see than that. So let's get started. This is the beautiful Danube Promenade. This is where we will start our tour. So at the moment I am in the 5th district of Budapest, right in the downtown area, in the heart of Budapest. Budapest altogether has 23 districts, but definitely the 5th district is the busiest area, the busiest part of the city. The tram number 2 is also very popular here at the Danube Promenade, and we even call this tram as the panoramic tram because it only goes along the river. So if you travel by the tram, you will have amazing views to the city, both to Pest and Buda side. So Budapest, the capital of Hungary, is characterized by the number 2. It has a 2,000-year-old history, and it is divided by 2 parts. The hilly Buda, this is what I am showing you at the moment, the hilly Buda, and then the flat Pest side. So from this angle, from this point, we can see such highlights of the Buda side, such as the Buda Castle, and also the Fisherman's Bastion, a little bit on the right side, with the Matthias Church. We see the tower of the Matthias Church. And then if I move my phone, the camera, then we can see also the Elizabeth Bridge, and behind the Gellért Hill, with the Liberty statue on the top. So as I mentioned before, Budapest is really characterized by the number 2. So it has 2,000-year-old history. It is divided by 2 parts, and it has approximately 2 million inhabitants. And also Pest side, it is also 2 times bigger than Buda. Now our country has a very old history. We are talking about the city Budapest only since 1873, as this was the year when the 2 cities, Buda together with Old Buda and Pest, this part, were united all together. So we are talking about the capital of Hungary, Budapest, only since 1873. And what is also important in the Hungarian history, we need to mention the year 1896, as this was the year when we were celebrating the 1,000-year anniversary of the settlements of the Hungarians. As our ancestors arrived to the territory of Hungary back in the 9th century, exactly in 896. So it was very important to celebrate the 1,000 years. This was the year when the millenary exhibition took place in the city park, and it was held for 6 months. And for this event, many constructions have been started in Budapest. Monuments, buildings, avenues. For example, the Hero Square, the Andrássy Avenue, several buildings, the Vajdahunyad Castle, the Hungarian Parliament, the Central Market Hall, the Liberty Bridge, and so on and so on. It was a very, very important year. Let me just show you now a very beautiful building just here at the Danube Promenade. Well, it's such a huge building, I have to go in the middle to show you the whole size. This beautiful building is definitely the most beautiful concert hall at the River Danube bank, and it was built in the 19th century, and it is called Vigadó. Well, the very first building here was totally destroyed in the Hungarian Revolution and War of Independence of 1848-49. But then it was rebuilt again in Romantic style in 1865. And then, unfortunately, in the Second World War, it has suffered a lot of damage as well, and has been rebuilt again in between 1968 and 1980. And what we see here, this is the exact copy of original designs. So we see here beautiful Oriental Art Nouveau architecture. The Vigadó Concert Hall was also declared a national monument. And I really recommend it while you are visiting Budapest. You also have a visit inside the Vigadó Concert Hall. There are also guided tours, and it is really amazing, the interior as well. And I also recommend you to take part on a nice program, as it offers a wide range of programs of music events, such as folk dancing, classical concert, drama performances, contemporary art, and then different exhibitions. It's huge and it's amazing, and on the top it has a beautiful terrace where you have an amazing view to the city, especially to the Buda Castle. So let's continue our walk, and now I am going to show you, well, a very busy part of the city, which is both famous or popular among the tourists and locals as well. So this area, downtown Budapest, the 5th district, it offers so much. In this area are located the best restaurants, the best cafe houses, and some of the best hotels, best 4-5-star hotels too. Not to mention about the various facilities of shopping, as we have many shopping opportunities in this area of the city. It's very popular among locals and tourists. This is the place what everybody visits when they are in Budapest. So at the moment I am in a very busy area. This is the Vörösmarty Square. Let me just show you how huge is this area. And Vörösmarty Square was called after our famous Hungarian poet Vörösmarty Mihály. And well, this is quite a central part of the city. Here we have every year, here is organized every year the famous Christmas fair. The biggest Christmas market in Budapest is here on the Vörösmarty Square. But not just the Christmas market, it gives home also to the Spring Festival, Easter Festival, and then some other different events as well. It's a very, very popular area. And before I show you one of the most beautiful buildings of this square, let me just point you to also the famous pedestrian street, the so-called Váci Street. Váci Street is a shopping area too, and it offers also places to eat, to drink, and it's a very nice area, and usually it's very, very, very busy. So Váci Street, it connects the Vörösmarty Square together with the Central Market Hall. So if you walk down the street, let's say you walk from here like 25-30 minutes, you would reach the famous Central Market Hall on the other side of the street. So let's just go back to the Vörösmarty Square, as the most beautiful building of the square is definitely the Zsárba House with the famous Zsárba Cafe. Well, here it would be the statue of Vörösmarty Mihály, but during winter it's always covered, so they are really protecting it. So look at this amazing building, the Zsárba House. So this is the Zsárba Cafe downstairs, the famous confectionery shop. So the Zsárba Cafe, it was founded in 1858, so it has now 164 years. 164 years old cafe house. And with this, it is Budapest, is it Pest oldest confectionery shop, as we have an older confectionery shop in Buda side as well. So that is the so-called Rusform, but the oldest one in Pest is the Zsárba Cafe. And I don't need to mention it is very popular and well, mostly visited by tourists. I'm going to take you also inside to have a look at the interior. As you can imagine, during nice weather, during summer, they open also their terraces. So all this area becomes a big terrace. So then you can just sit down here, enjoy your cake or even your breakfast. What a nice way to start your day from this part of the city, right? So the Zsárba Cafe house, the original owner, it was Henrik Kugler. So it was a Henrik Kugler confectionery before, but Henrik Kugler, when he went to Paris, he met the famous confectioner Zsárbo Emil, and then he invited him to Budapest. He was looking for a younger confectionerist to take care of his confectionery shop. And well, Zsárbo Emil came to Budapest together with his wife, and they did an amazing, excellent job. Zsárbo Emil was a great businessman too. They all together with her wife had 150 employees. Can you imagine? 150 employees that time. We're talking about the end of the 19th century. And they even owned a nice chocolate factory. And well, it was very important, the quality also that time, but not just in terms of cake. It was also important in wrapping. So therefore Zsárbo Emil designed amazing wrapping papers, wrapping boxes. So it was a big thing that time to be able to take away Zsárbo cakes, and it was also a kind of prestige. Zsárbo confectionery shop, cafe house, was also a meeting point of the aristocratic people. Here we can also see the yellow line, the yellow metro, the yellow underground of Budapest, and this is very, very interesting that this was the first underground, the first metro line in Budapest. It was built in the 19th century, in the 1870s, and this was the second oldest metro line after the one in London. The Budapest public transportation is really very good. So you can reach, for example, from here, from the city center, you can reach many highlights, many other spots in the city easily. We have very good public system. We have 4 metro lines. We have tram, buses. So the public transportation is really very satisfying, I can say that. So from Vörösmarty Square, right in the heart of Budapest, you can take the yellow line, and just in 15 minutes you can arrive to the famous Hero Square in the city park. And also in the Hero Square is located one of the famous thermal baths of Budapest, the Széchenyi thermal bath. So that you can also reach by the underground in about 15 minutes. So let's continue our walk to the Elizabeth Square. Till then I'm still at the pedestrian area. So we have the famous, we visited the famous Vörösmarty Square. Then I showed you the popular pedestrian street, Váci Street. And here is another very popular area, street. This is the Fashion Street. So if you are fancy to look around at several different shops, this is the perfect place to treat yourself with some nice, clothes or shoes or perfumes. By the way, here it is one of the 5-star hotel of downtown Budapest, the Kempinski Hotel, with the Nobu restaurant. So you can go to the Nobu restaurant, Asian restaurant, and also they serve also international food. You can also come here as a guest, or you don't need to be the guest of the hotel. and they have very delicious food. I can really recommend it. And look at that, we already arrived to the Budapest High, which is exactly just in front of the Kempinski Hotel. Well, I can say that this is much smaller than the London Eye, but we really like it. And well, in Budapest we don't have so many high buildings, so the Budapest Eye can be seen very good from different parts of the city too. And of course you can also try it and have a ride with it. It offers definitely a nice panorama. So this is Elizabeth Park, Elizabeth Square, and a beautiful park, very popular especially in the summertime when it's busy with many young people who are just having a picnic over here, sitting on the grass, and all the benches are busy. You don't find any free spot here when you come in a very nice warm summer evening here. So this part of the city is both visited by locals and tourists as well. So I'm showing you also the Kempinski Hotel from this angle. And just beside the Kempinski Hotel we have the other famous hotel, the Ritz-Carlton. And then over there we have a big place which is called Fröccsterrass, and it offers nice terraces, which is also full and very busy during summertime. And this is the meeting point of the locals. So here, this is the place where they come here together with their friends, and before they hit the nightlife, they just grab a few drinks and then they are ready to go. And it's just that area. It is called Fröccsterrass. It's a huge terrace. Look how beautiful is this fountain just in front of the Budapest Eye. This is called the Danubius Fountain, and it shows actually the three rivers of Hungary: Danube, Tisza and Drava River. Wow, it's going quite fast. I tried it one time actually. I felt a little dizzy, but definitely it's worth to go, because you will have worth to go and try. You will have an amazing view. Actually, my favorite spots for panoramic views are the several rooftop bars in Budapest, and luckily we have quite a lot of them, and I have my own favorites too. But not just rooftop bars offer amazing views, also one of the main cathedral, well, the biggest and largest church of Budapest, the St. Stephen Basilica, offers also amazing views if you go on the top. And well, since I'm talking about the St. Stephen's Basilica, shortly we will arrive to the Széchenyi Square, and then we can admire this beautiful basilica. By the way, just to show you one of my favorite place, I would say favorite hotel of Budapest. This is the Aria Hotel, a 5-star hotel, and it's really amazing. And on the top here we have the rooftop bar, the High Note Sky Bar. And look at that, I will show you some pictures how it looks during summer. But luckily it has also a closed area, so it is open also during winter. So this is an amazing hotel. With the High Note Sky Bar. From there you have the best view to the St. Stephen's Basilica. And we have already arrived to the Széchenyi Square. And before I show you the cathedral, I would like also to give you a view of how big is the square, how huge is this square, St. Stephen's Square. Well, this square is also famous for its Christmas market, as this is the other famous spot where it is organized every year, the Christmas market. We call it the Advent Feast. And by the way, this Christmas market is here in front of the Basilica. It is, well, it has won 2 times, actually 3 times, the best Christmas market in Europe. Wow, so we are really very proud of that. It's such a huge building, the St. Stephen Basilica. It hardly fits in the image, but how proudly it stands just on the St. Stephen Square. So, both the St. Stephen Square and the St. Stephen Basilica got their name after our first king, St. Stephen. So St. Stephen was the first Hungarian king, and he was crowned by the Pope in 1000, and he was also the state founder. He did a very important job in Hungary, for he was the one who converted our ancestors to Christianity. So during his reign, Hungary became a Christian country. We have a big celebration each year on August 20, as this is our biggest national holiday of Hungary. So on August 20 we celebrate St. Stephen as the state founder, and we celebrate also the birthday of Hungary in the meantime. So it is a huge celebration here on the St. Stephen Square and all over the city too. And at the end you have an amazing, nice fireworks. So if you you can come, you can visit Budapest in August during that time. You will be treated with nice programs and beautiful firework at the end of the day. So it's definitely worth to come and worth to visit. The St. Stephen's Basilica, together with the Hungarian Parliament, which we will see on our next stop, are the 2 highest buildings of Budapest. So both of them, they have 96-meter high. And it's very interesting because this refers also to the year 896, you know, when our ancestors came to Hungary and occupied the territory. So therefore it comes the 96 as a symbolic number. The construction of the basilica started to build in the 1850s, but it was only completed in 1905. So 3 architects were working on the construction, and unfortunately 2 times the dome has collapsed, and finally in 1905 they managed to finish, and here it is, beautifully standing in the heart of Budapest, in downtown area. Very, very popular place, and it has beautiful illuminations during Christmas time when there is a Christmas market here. The facade of the basilica building is beautifully illuminated. It's really worth to visit during that time. It's very interesting also to mention that in the 18th century, this area of the city, actually just where the basilica stands, it was a theater. It was a Hat's theater where animal fightings were happening. So now it's a saint place, but that time it was definitely not. And many people were coming and watching these animal fightings here. It's also interesting to mention that we had in Budapest a very big flood, an icy flood of 1838, and more than half of the city was destroyed during their big icy flood. And where the basilica stands, it was a little hill where which offered also a shelter for people. So people who they could come here, and in that way they could be saved from the flood. So it's quite interesting, these two. Look at this cute 20th century police officer standing proudly here. Let's move on and go to the Hungarian Parliament building. Let me show you one popular place in the city center. Here you can have some good Hungarian food too. And well, this place is mostly famous because of the So let me show you this restaurant, which is called Langos. Well, Langos actually, it is a very popular and famous Hungarian flatbread. So everybody who comes to Budapest, they like to try the Langos. So if you come here, you can then have some Hungarian dish, Hungarian meal. But the place, what is really famous for, is it because of its nightlife. So this place, it is called Ötkert, and it's very popular. during weekends when, especially in the summertime, you have even a very long queue. So you really have to wait to enter. Four Seasons Hotel building. By the way, the Four Seasons Hotel, which is still, yes, in the heart of Budapest, is considered to be the most expensive hotel in Budapest. Many famous actors, personalities are coming at Four Seasons Hotel. Several other restaurants in this area. We have Japanese, international restaurants, and also restaurants that offer seafood. So here you can find everything. The Fifth District is really the perfect place to eat and also to stay. So I recommend this area of the city for people who visit Budapest. This is really the best area. The 5th, the 6th, and also the 7th, part of the 7 districts. As everything is closed, you can see the main highlights. It's easy to go from the center with public transportation everywhere. We have an amazing public transportation in Budapest, so from here you can reach everything very easily. And look at this beautiful building. This is the Hungarian Academy of Science, and it was established by the 19th century famous city count, so-called Széchenyi István. So Széchenyi István's idea was to build the chain bridge, what you can see just in front. So the chain bridge was the first permanent bridge of Budapest, and well, it connects Buda with Pest, and at the moment it's just under renovation, so it will reopen again in in 2023, hopefully next year. It will be beautifully renovated, and this is our first permanent bridge, and it is called Chain Bridge, but more exactly it is called Széchenyi Chain Bridge. And from here we can see better the Buda Castle, and then over there the Fisherman's Bastion, which is a very popular place. Well, I would say that's the main highlight of Buda, the Buda Castle district with the Fisherman's Bastion, and also the Citadel and the Gellért Hill. These two are the main highlights of Buda, the other side. And here we see again the number 2 tram. Hi, tram! This is called the panoramic tram too. It's a lovely experience to travel by this tram. And we have arrived to the Hungarian Parliament. This beautiful building of Hungary, of Budapest. Well, definitely it's the most visited, most popular and most beautiful building, and we are very, very, very proud of it, of course. Let me just show you also from this angle, together with our famous Hungarian poet József Attila. So the Hungarian Parliament building was also built for the year of the millennium. So for the millenary exhibition, as I mentioned in the first part of the tour, that in 1896 massive constructions were taking place in the city, and therefore many buildings were built during that time. And well, the house of the Parliament building was also, they started to build in 1885, and it was completed in 1905. You can see this beautiful building, eclectical style, which is a mixture also of neo-Gothic and neo-Renaissance. That time in the 19th century, many buildings were, well, this architecture style, the eclectic style, really described that time, the 19th century architecture. Well, definitely the Parliament building is one of the main highlights of the golden age of Hungary, because that time when it was built, that period, it was, well, that was really the golden period of Hungary, as Hungary was part of the Austro-Hungarian monarchy from 1867 till the First World War. That was the peaceful time, this peaceful period of Hungary. There are many, many interesting facts about the Parliament building. It's a huge building, it's really very big. I cannot even show you, it doesn't fit into one image. So I can just show you one of the wings. Well, definitely the best picture, the best view to the Parliament building you can get from the other side, from the Fisherman's Bastion, when you can see just, it will be in front of you, or you can see it very nicely also from the Danube River. Let's say if you take a riverboat cruise, then you can also see the facade of the Parliament building. And let me just share you some important facts about it, and interesting facts also. So it is a huge building, almost 300 meters long and more than 200 meters wide, and altogether has 691 rooms, so nearly 700 rooms are inside the Parliament building. It is the third biggest parliament in the world. Wow, that's really, really amazing. So if you would see from the other side, let's say from the Fisherman's Bastion, or also from the River Danube, you would see it clearly that is a very symmetrical building and kind of a British type. It had upper house, lower house, House of Commons, House of Lords, and then the big dome in the middle. So at the moment is a functioning parliament. So the sessions are held inside, and there is also a public library, and the parliament building can be also visited. So there are guided tours inside the building. Definitely is worth to see it. What is also very interesting that the parliament building was only built by Hungarian people, by Hungarian workers, and they use only Hungarian materials. So that period, especially during the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, it was very important to have our own parliament, and we are really proud of it. So we were independent, and finally we could have our own parliament. Also, this was the first building which was heated by hot steam. That is also very interesting. And during winter, when the Danube was frozen, they took out the ice from the river and then they stored it inside the parliament building, so therefore they could cool it down during summer. This was the air condition, natural air condition. Here a memorial of the 56th revolution. By the way, this is the Kossuth Square, and Kossuth Square is named after Kossuth Lajos, who was a governor of Hungary in the 19th century, and he was also the leader of the Revolutionary War of Independence of 1848-49. So this was also the biggest investment of all time, the most expensive building of Budapest. It is said that with the cost of the parliament building, you could build up a village with 40,000 people. So not just outdoor, also indoor. It is really impressive. The building inside, we would see narrow neo-Baroque elements and very rich decoration and gold interior too. Inside the Parliament building, it is used 40 kilograms of gold. That is amazing. So it has a rich decoration, gold interior, marble surfaces, and also handmade carpets, paintings, and then several statues, both inside and outdoor too. And what is very interesting and also important, that in the House of Parliament you can also see during a guided tour, you will also see the original holy crown, the crown of Saint Stephen. So Saint Stephen, our first king, the state founder of Hungary, he died in 1038. So the original holy crown, it's here, it's located inside the Parliament building, together with the crown jewels. And by the way, at the St. Stephen's Basilica, we have also one of the most important relics of the Catholic Church, which is the mummified right hand of St. Stephen, the holy right hand. So if you go to the St. Stephen Basilica, you can see the holy right hand of St. Stephen, and in the Parliament building you can see the original holy crown. So the St. Stephen Basilica and the Parliament building have the same height, 96-meter high, and with these two are the highest buildings, the highest monuments of the city. An interesting fact about the Parliament building is that when Freddie Mercury was here in Budapest, and in 1986 they went on a river cruise and when he saw the Parliament building, he wanted to buy it. He fell in love so much with the building. But our precious building, precious treasure, of course, is not for sale.